Okay guys, it is time for Danielle's birth story. So I was a gestational diabetes pregnancy with Danielle. I had been with Blake too, but it wasn't an issue with his birth. But with Danielle, they agreed to induce me 2 days before her due date. So she was due on the Sunday, I was induced on the Friday, but on the Wednesday I had started having irregular contractions, which is ironic because I was actually in the hospital at the time having my weekly check with the diabetes team, and they, even though I didn't really feel the contractions to start with, they wanted to just put me on the monitor for an hour just to see how we were going. And so they put me on the monitor and noticed that I was having mild contractions. They weren't very regular, so I put them down to Braxton Hicks. But I drove home, and by that time we'd already moved into this house. And I told everyone, you know, I'm having mild contractions. So packed up everything, brought the kids with me and Mum. Eugene stayed at work for a while. But Mum and I went and drove into Hastings and hung out at McDonald's because that was just up the road from the hospital. Let the kids play while I was monitoring my contractions. Instead of getting regular, they started pulling apart, and then they sort of eased off and didn't have any for a while, so we drove home again and came back on Friday morning to the hospital. We got there at, I think it was 7:30 in the morning, and at 10 o'clock they finally put me on the drip, and when I was examined at the time I was already 4 centimetres open. So, you know, so being that this was my second induction, she kind of upped it a little bit just to get things moving, since I already seemed to be ready. And an hour passed and Eugene's like, oh, is there enough time for me to go home and get Nana and Celine and Blake? And my midwife examined me and I was about 8 centimetres, yeah, 7 or 8 centimetres then. So she said, no, you wouldn't be back in time because it's an hour's drive. So we sat down for another hour, and at 12 o'clock I asked for my first dose of gas. And at 12:15 I was giving birth. So yeah. She was born in a gush of waters, and she did have to have testing for gestational diabetes because she was a little slow to kind of, like, she latched on within minutes of birth and didn't seem to want to come off it, and when they tested her blood sugars it was a bit low, so she expressed a little of my milk, my colostrum, out onto a teaspoon and spoon fed Danielle, and then the second time she was tested her blood sugars were normal, and so yeah, we went home the following day and that was Danielle's birth. Catch you tomorrow with the next one. Bye.